Hey everyone, and welcome to the 15th Tech Talk. So today my colleague Booster is with me. Hi Booster.
Hello.
Hi. Uh, so today we're going to talk about Steam Deck, surprisingly. So who would say that we were going to talk about Steam Deck? So yeah, welcome everyone. We are very excited about Steam Deck, and we're going to have a special edition just about Steam Deck because, well, it's quite exciting piece of technology. So we are just trying to kind of piece together everything from what we heard in the media, especially on Linus Tech Talks, or no, Linus Tech News. What's his name? Sorry,
Uh,
I forgot.
oh, I actually forgot too.
Linus, I think it's Linus Tech Talks. Someone,
Yeah,
this.
I think so.
So
What a way to start.
it's so if anyone knows, just correct us in the chat. We are
Yeah.
live for this talk. We are going to share some specs and some things regarding the tech talk, regarding the Steam Deck, and let's see where it leads us. So yeah. Okay, let me just share some things. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, it's a pretty like we. I had made some screenshots of the practically the all of the things that Linus has shared on his channel, and yeah, so some features are like processor power, RAM, and storage. It's quite impressive. So I had read about it just yesterday on my phone about it having the quite similar processing power of it can compete with Xbox One and PS4, and it's a bit more powerful than it sounds on the surface. So it's not just like PS4. So um, Steam Deck targets 720p, and it allows the system to play current PC games, including AAA titles, at medium to high settings with a smooth frame rate, so it says. So it
Yeah.
runs an AMD APU with, I think, 4-core, 8-thread, CPU, and a GPU which has 1.0 till 1.6 gigahertz, all in a power of 4 to 15 watts. So yeah, quite interesting. Uh, what is really special is okay. So this is like just out of focus. Let me just. Oh, something went wrong. Oh, sorry. All right. Typically, that something went wrong. Just a sec. Let me just get on that. All right. Oh, okay. Something. All right. We'll go through all of these stats now. So as you can tell, Linus had made his effort to kind of go through all of the stats and kind of compare all of the other handheld consoles with Steam Deck. So we have the battery life comparison here, and it's wow, like it's so if you can tell, it's like basically uh, double the battery life and almost half an hour, more than half an hour, more than the other competitors.
Yeah.
So
I think this is one of the strengths of the Steam Deck or a company like Valve doing something like this, because like the other competitors are pretty much laptop hardware just squished into some form of handheld case, while Valve has actually had the opportunity to make like purpose-built hardware for this. So I think they have quite the edge in this, just being able to have a partnership with AMD to build the hardware for the Steam Deck.
Yeah. I we have a comment question here. So all hands on Steam Deck, cool name, said ordered in the first 3 minutes, but got Q1 now and Q2 after delay. Oh, okay. Are you going to put Windows on your deck? Hmm.
Hmm.
Didn't think about it actually. I was just kind of hoping to poke around a little bit for starters and see what exactly I can do. So the thing that kind of excites me is you can Booster. You can put a dock in it and you can treat it
Yeah,
as a PC. So that's like really really weird. It's being it bridges that PC and console gap.
yeah. I think I haven't really heard about or any more about it, but I remember in the like after the reveal of the Steam Deck, Valve was talking about they developing some kind of suspend function for games, so you actually could resume the games on your desktop if you wanted to, or another Steam device. And I haven't really heard any news about it since, but I really hope they actually manage to do that in a decent way, because that would be super exciting for me to just bring a Steam Deck like on my travel to work or anything, and then just resume the game on my desktop at home.
Yeah, it's so yeah, that would be like super crazy in order for them to do that. I'm really hopeful. So there
Yeah,
have been some naysayers about the whole Steam Deck and Valve
yeah,
ecosystem. It was like basically what they said was, look, don't get too excited about anything that Valve puts out, but it's hard not to get excited about this because when we go through other stats, we'll see that it's a wonderful piece of technology. But one person told that Valve has a tendency to put things in motion and then give up, in a
yeah.
sense. So, but I'm really hoping that this isn't the case with Valve now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. I mean, it's quite the obvious comparison to compare it to the what were they called? Steam machines.
Yeah.
I think that was I think Valve just revealed that way too early, and all the hype died, and with the hype, the whole project died. But I really hope they've learned their lessons with the Steam Deck now. And one other thing Valve actually has really succeeded in is the Valve Index, their VR headset, which, from what I've read at least, is one of the more liked current VR headsets.
Mm, yeah. I've heard about
So,
it. I heard about it.
yeah,
So it's it's it is actually, when you look at the prices, you have I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's around 700 euros, something like that. So I forgot, but yeah.
for the
So
Index,
yeah, I think,
yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's quite expensive.
Yeah. Okay. So we have another comment from all hands on Steam Deck. So Gabe is a gamer first, and that's why I trust him with my money over any other company. Which model did you order, and why did the 25.6 gigabyte? And I got the 256 gigabyte, and I will get the 1 terabyte SSD SS card. What games do you plan to play? I have ordered the 256 gigabytes. I had just ordered it very naively, maybe a month ago. Did you pre-order Buster?
Yeah, I did. It was quite spontaneous, just a few days after the reveal. I ordered the, is it 512 gigabyte version, the biggest one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Uh, yeah, I I'm not really sure if I would have done it today, but yeah, I think I'll go ahead with it anyway.
Yeah. It's so yeah. I think I'll just go with Forza Horizon firstly. So that's
Yeah.
very graphics challenging game, and I'll see how it like looks on it. So that will be my first choice and see how it goes. So yeah, um, run some like very AAA titles also, like Call of Duty and stuff like that, just for the fun of it, and see how it goes.
Mhm.
So yeah, the the thing is that I've noticed with the teardown later on, eh, which Linus also did, was that you can actually tear down the whole Steam Deck with just one type of a screwdriver, just one type of Phillips screwdriver, which speaks volumes when it comes to the right to repair. And I saw that the SSD or the M2, I think SSD is inside, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So uh, Linus has changed it up very easily with a terabyte size instead of the
Mm.
512, I think. So he also showcased how easy it is to remove uh, the I want to say Joy-Con, but I think that's kind of Nintendo,
The
like
joystick.
joysticks, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
The
so
thumbsticks maybe.
yeah, yeah. So for example, like if you had any um, experience with Nintendo. So anyone having experience with Nintendo has witnessed that their Joy Cons. That's why this was in my mind. Like their Joy Cons go bad, like from getting different like dust particles in it and stuff like that. And basically, you can disassemble them and repair them, but you are in a pickle and it's not very user friendly. So to have that the right to, I think that there's this right to repair uh, voice or movement hidden
Yeah.
in this product. So yeah, battery is like uh, 41 hours battery, 2 to 8 hours of gameplay. Um, what else can we see here? Okay. Oh yeah. So Linus talked here about the brightness. So how he can play the games in the dark. So for any parents out there, we're quite aware of how this is important to have. Like yeah, this isn't good actually. But when you play that game, when you're trying to put your kids to sleep, and for that last 15 minutes when they're asleep, but you're not sure, then you play something if you get the chance. So brightness is crucial there. And yeah, so they had managed to kind of have low brightness, but again, you can play on it. So it kind of also speaks volume about the way they thought about those details. Yeah. What else? Sorry. Oh, this is loading. Okay. Oh yeah. So this is like they ran control on SSD and micro SD cards. So he kind of showcased that it took the same time for the game control to launch for 44 seconds. So it wasn't like very different at all.
Yeah.
That was
And this is actually one of the things that made me kind of regret ordering the biggest one, uh, because I honestly don't want to fiddle around and open it up just to change the storage. And finding out that the micro SD card actually was pretty much as fast as the SSD, well, I could have saved some money there, I think.
yeah.
But
I think
anyways, it is really impressive.
it is. So uh, well, it speaks a lot about the technology of things, how micro SD cards have, and the transfer has gotten very high. So that
Yeah.
is crazy. Uh, like during the last couple of years, this was still in its infancies in its. So yeah, all
Yeah.
right. Just a sec. Let me see if I got anything. Oh yeah, so these are the tests of frames per second. So I mentioned
Mm.
for the Forza Horizon. So on low presets, so I think AI Neo Pro and the One Player Mini are the competition. And worth mentioning that they cost more than a double. I think that they are north of $1,000 per unit. And as we can see, Steam Deck beats them, and it has actually 60. It has lower prices, half of the price. So it beats them to it. I heard Linus saying that on Forza Horizon you can hear like how did he called it like the elasticity effect. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it was like he noticed that when you play, it kind of when he compared it to when software, audio software, kind of accelerates your pitches your voice and tries to catch up. So he
Yeah.
got this like feeling of having it a bit weird in a
Yeah,
sense.
I actually read up a bit about that, and many people were saying that this actually happens on other hardware as well. So it wasn't really unique to the Steam Deck. So yeah, it's it's a bit unfair, I think, for him to mention it in the Steam Deck review when it's probably just due to the game rather than the game being played on a Steam Deck. But
Yeah,
yeah, remains to see how good everything works.
yeah. It's look when we look at these stats, it's they are all here. They are all up there. But when you compare the price, so really, Steam Deck takes the money. It really takes the price. So I think because we have to keep in mind that Steam Deck is half the money of all of these
Yeah.
other consoles. So it'll be, and I love where you can use basically your peripherals. You can use your keyboard and mouse to control it. It's great that you can just hook it up like a normal computer. So yeah, we have another comment from All Hands on Steam Deck. How strong do you feel the screen will be? As
Hmm.
yeah, hopefully it's not like iPads. You can dual boot Windows and Linux to play Game Pass. Otherwise, you can't play Game Pass without Windows. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm not sure about the screens. I don't think that anyone kind of mentioned the durability of the screens. If that,
No,
yeah, it is plastic.
I'm.
It's not plastic.
I don't really know. I just remember them saying that the 512 gigabyte version will have some kind of anti-reflection display, but other than that, I haven't really heard them saying much about the display at all.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
uh,
yeah, I think I just keep mine in the case whenever I don't use it.
You know that YouTube channel of a guy that goes and has all of these tools. I forgot its name. So all that he does is test screens, and he has
Oh,
like four or six type of tools, and then he scratches like the new iPhones. And
oh wow!
you know that I'll share it later on the comments. It's
I haven't
like
actually seen it, but it sounds interesting and horrible.
he unboxes a new, I don't know, iPad, brand new Pro, and then he goes about scratches and sees, oh, no scratch, good. Okay, so he gives it from 1 to 6 rating, something like that.
Oh.
And when it says like sapphire, for example, for the camera lens, when it says like sapphire or something like that, then he uses a special tool to actually prove it if it is sapphire, but it's
Hmm.
not in most cases, and it scratches. So we should actually turn to that guy and see if he tested the new Steam Deck because I have a feeling that he will.
Yeah,
uh, that would be cool.
yeah,
Okay, so another testing
yeah.
that.
I think we had a question about dual booting as well.
Oh yeah, dual booting. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
I I honestly don't think I will be dual booting. I'm pretty excited for the whole Proton and gaming on Linux thing, and well, really remains to be seen if it will work out as good as Valve makes it up to be. But I'm hopeful that it will be at least possible for game makers to target Proton as a platform rather than targeting Windows, and hopefully be able to get both Linux and Windows just in one go.
Yeah. So it's I basically yeah, people that don't know, Proton is a kind of a layer of compatibility between for Windows Microsoft Windows games to be able to run in Linux based operating systems. So it has been developed by Valve, right? And with some
It's
companies.
actually a fork of Wine, which is pretty much the same
Mm,
thing. I'm not really sure what the main differences between Wine and Proton are, but yeah, Wine is a regular open source project, and Proton is Valve's fork of it. And
yeah,
I think the games from Steam will be using Proton, or the game makers can just bundle Proton with the game, and you can download it on a Linux machine like the Steam Deck and just play. Hopefully,
hopefully, yeah. It's
yeah,
I'm betting that they'll do their best to kind of go about and try to kind of make it happen with this console because I think that they have rapid and very. I think that they have record sales regarding this
yeah,
console because the hype is very high, and I believe that they'll do their best to make it happen. Because if they don't, the disappointment will be so horrible that
yeah,
people could turn against Valve in general. So yeah,
yeah. And I usually actually, when some new exciting technology comes, I usually wait for the second generation. But in this case, I want this to succeed so much that I think it's worth my money to buy it just
yeah,
to support it.
yeah. And that's the same like reasoning when it comes to Tesla owners, especially in the beginning.
Yeah,
Like Tesla exactly isn't when it comes to um, details of actual car building. We can discuss if Tesla is like really good at it. There
yeah,
have been some complaints, but the whole movement of it all is something that kind of drives people to go for Tesla.
yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, so that's
And
like the
I already read something about Tencent starting to develop some kind of handheld gaming device. So Steam Deck has, in a way, already started a bit of movement, and hopefully it will keep on. I mean, I would be for any kind of competition with a Steam Deck. I think that
yeah.
only would be good.
Yeah, definitely. It's not like they are keeping this a secret. You can basically replicate what they are doing here. It's not
Yeah,
like very much a secret. So I think that the competition in the next 2 or 3 years is going to be fierce, which is good for the gamers
yeah,
because look at the prices of graphic cards. Like they are through the roof. And I think that if you want to build a decent PC now, gaming PC, it's north of €1,000, much
yeah,
more. Yeah, I think graphic cards are like crazy expensive now. I'm not into that, but I think it's if you want to get a good if you want to get a very solid graphic, it's €800 above. I'm not sure. Oh, we have another common question. Will you be playing more games like God of War with and Halo on the deck, or playing more games from 15 years ago? uh, what do you think, Gustav?
um, I think I'll it will be a mix of the both. But I think I'll mostly play like more of the indie type games or maybe older games on the Steam Deck. If I if I really want a game like game out and play something really new and demanding, I'll probably still use my gaming PC just for the best experience. But I think especially with not so demanding titles, the Steam Deck will be not even be a compromise, aside from maybe the small screen size. So I think that's my stance on it. But hell,
Yeah,
I'll probably try and play something really demanding too, just to see how the Steam Deck
yeah,
fares.
yeah. That's my feeling also. So I think that for pastime, I usually play Age of Empires,
Oh,
like two. There's this deluxe edition that came out.
yeah,
Well, it has been a couple of years now, and perhaps some red alert and stuff like that, if it is playable at all. So we'll see what games are actually available.
yeah.
Is there any restrictions? So we have to find that out, or do we already have that information? Do you know what can
There
be?
are already verified games for the Steam Deck. Then I think there's some kind of like second grade tier that these games run, but not entirely problem free. But from what I know, you can try any game with Proton just to see, and hopefully most of them or some of them will run anyways. So
Yeah,
I think the developers actually has to like apply for this verification. So most of it won't be done automatically. So if you're
well,
lucky and just want to play your favorite old game that hasn't been like Proton approved, just try it out.
yeah, I think that Linus even mentioned that he went for the 1 terabyte capacity right away
Hmm?
because he will be placing a bundle of like retro games on it, and he knows
Mm,
he will need all the space that he can get. So, but yeah, I don't play as much as I would like to, and it's a shame. But this definitely gives me an opportunity to play more.
yeah,
So in a, on being it handheld, I know I had heard Linus saying that like it's a bit awkward to use the joysticks and everything. So, but at the same time, he kind of shared that some of his other team members did not complain. So it really
yeah,
depends on like how you grip, how you hold the whole console. So it's
yeah.
very
I think so too. It
yeah.
seems just a tad on the bigger side. So I think if you have big hands, you may be just more comfortable with it. But then again, the opinions seem to be very different from different people. So maybe it's just a matter of taste or touch,
Perhaps.
whatever you say.
But yeah, but it's very exciting. I think a good um, it's a very good thing that is happening on the market. So
Yeah,
I'm quite happy that it's happening. And I was the thing that excited me the most was the thing where Linus was actually able to rip apart the whole Steam Deck very very fastly actually.
yeah,
So he did a live stream. I think it was an hour or something like that, but he talked all the way through it, and that is something that excites me to see that the industry is reacting to the very negative feedback that the consumers were having regarding the right to repair.
yeah,
So the companies that are kind of closed in a little bit. So Apple had that reputation. Nintendo has that reputation of being very like, no, we don't allow people to see our technology. We don't want to kind of encourage people to fiddle around on
yeah.
our calls. So
Have
that
you
is
watched iFixit teardown?
no, I
No,
did. I watched
they.
tennis.
Sorry.
I watched the Linus
Yeah,
teardown. Yeah.
because iFixit will actually sell official Steam Deck replacement parts, which in itself is amazing. And then they did a teardown of the entire thing, and I think the main complaint from them was that the hardest thing to get to within the Steam Deck was actually the battery, which will probably be one of the most common thing
Mm,
to have to repair, since you can probably run through quite a few cycles if you play demanding games. But aside from that, they seemed super happy about it.
look, but we are talking from a consumer point. But if you
Yeah,
give it to a service person, then probably they will not have such a hard time on doing it. So, like, we had a point where Apple devices were not being a person that has experience with Apple devices has been fixing them for the last 10 years plus, didn't have the capacity to do it.
yeah,
So, okay, so this kind of boiled down to the consumers, like the happy consumer that wants to kind of fiddle with things, was able and is able to kind of do it now. So that's kind of cool. Okay, let's just check out if we have any more chats or comments. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. Um,
yeah.
yeah, we covered it in half an hour how much we could. It's very exciting. In 46 Elks, possibly we'll add Steam Deck to our other consoles that we have in
Yeah.
my Uppsala office. And yeah, so you're very welcome to possibly join. And now, when the restrictions are down, to kind of hang out in the future. But we'll see how things pan out. If we'll get it
Yeah.
by three or four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe we'll do a follow up on this in a year or so when we actually have had the time to try the Steam Deck out.
yeah. It would be very cool. I don't know how YouTube reacts, but it would be very cool to have, like, just to stream it. So we can connect it and we can have the streaming software, and we can
Yeah.
kind of give it a go and try to play something on it. So
Yeah, that would be fun.
yeah. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. Have
Thank
a
you.
nice weekend, and that's it. Bye.
Bye.